I would say to parents, if you find that your child, despite your best efforts, still regularly comes home inebriated, regularly comes home very late, drunk, and you find that they're of poor school performance, at some stage as a parent, you need to take the decision to call in professional help. Now, that's a very difficult thing for parents to do because to some extent parents may be saying to themselves, oh, I'm admitting defeat, I'm the mother, I'm the father, I should be able to cope with this. I would like to say to parents, you're not failing. It comes a point, and only you as a parent can judge, when you begin to have the feeling that despite your efforts, your child is going off the rails. They are engaging in excessive drinking too frequently. Do not be afraid, do not be concerned that if you call in professionals, that necessarily your child will be taken away from you or that you as a parent have failed. On the contrary, it might be that as a parent you might fail if you do nothing about your child despite ongoing observations of their behavior over a long period of time. Do not hesitate to call in professional assistance. But I would like to stress, I think there's no hard and fast rules as to when that should take place. A lot depends upon the family context and also the parents, your ability to judge when your child needs external help. Having said that, it's still important then for a parent to reflect upon behavior. How might I, as a parent, have been able to avert this, and how can I change my behavior so that when my child does receive assistance from the outside, professional assistance, and comes back to my family, not that the child will be taken away, but certainly comes back, let's say emotionally, that we are able to almost reconstruct our family in a positive way that will sustain whatever professional support and assistance they've obtained. Maybe one of the best protective mechanisms that a parent could hope to impart to the child is that the child, even though they're moving towards independence, which is a parent's hope, that they still carry with them the values and the positive attitudes that they picked up early on in their family. Now, how do they do that? We know from research that children who come from supportive families where there's open discussion, not to say that everything the child does is accepted, but the child is kind of encouraged to have open discussions with the parents, knowing they're not going to be judged. If the child can take with them that set of open, understanding perspectives on the world with them, even though they're becoming independent. For example, it helps them to become more resilient. So if they are mixing with others who might say to them, come and experiment, try this drug, just try drinking this particular brand of beer or whiskey, whatever the case might be. That young person will then still have the capacity to look back and to say to themselves, yes, I could, and this group is very important, but you know what? I value where I come from, I value my parents, I respect what they think. And it's not so much that they will necessarily find out that I've been engaging in this behavior, but how would they feel if I were to disappoint them? I don't want to disappoint my parents. That tends to come from a loving, supportive relationship, not so much from a relationship with parents in a kind of judgmental, overly strict, I'm not saying strict, but overly strict family background. Very often what children want to do then is to escape. They say, I just need to get out of this overly strict environment. That's a child who's going to be less likely to carry with him or her the sense of how might it be if my parents were to discover I'm engaged in this. I don't want to disappoint my parents. I want them to feel proud of me. And a good way for them to feel proud of me, and therefore for me to feel proud of myself, is not to engage in this behavior or in that behavior, even though my friends are. What is very important is not for parents to feel guilty or to feel that they're bad parents and they've let themselves down, they've let the children down, but to use this ironically as an opportunity for self-reflection. To, in a way, to ask themselves, or him or herself, a question, which is there anything about my parenting style, are there any of my activities or my behaviors that might have contributed to my child's underage drinking? That's why it's very important then to listen to your child, to ask your child questions, because it might be, as a parent, in listening to your child, you pick up pointers about how you as a person, you as a parent, could change. And after all, this is all working towards the development of the family, the betterment of your family, which is what all of us would like, to have a really good family, the betterment of oneself as a human being and as a parent. So sometimes out of a possible tragedy, certainly for the parent, maybe a shocking situation that they've discovered the child is engaging underage drinking, this can be turned around. The positive spin is to use this as a moment of reflection towards improving family lifestyle, improving family relationships, first and foremost to help your child to have a better life.